whoop, whoop. All right, let's do this like Brutus. Hello, hello, hello. Got my folks here, those of you who are catching the saved broadcast within the online classroom. That's also great as well. Thank you for your patience as I allowed your cohorts to go ahead and get caught up. I'm not sure how many people actually did, but I hope that you are a part of those who are officially caught up, from pre-work all the way up to everything in Module 3. So today, we're going to go ahead and do Module 4. I am going to, and I totally forgot to do this, so please forgive me. No. Bye. I love you. I totally forgot to do it. I'm going to post the MailChimp training that I did last week in the online classroom as part of like the bonus information. Well, there's no bonus section, but I'll name it like supplemental or something like that so that you'll have access to it. Those of you who could not be here last Thursday, so that you'll have access to it. I don't want to change the meeting days to Thursdays, but I told you guys that I also in the interim, well, no, I didn't tell you guys. Well, so I planned the Converse meeting way ahead of time. Right as I was putting everything together, I went into my calendar, and I planned everything out. Well, in the interim, there are courses at my church called Compass Class, and so they have given us that meeting schedule. And like the last time, I had to bump it because we had student orientation. And then I was thinking that we were straight from here on out, but now this upcoming Tuesday, I have to go to class. I'm in the Saturday class. But because it's the holiday weekend, they are combining everybody and making everybody come on Tuesday. So, which is of course our regular meeting day, and I did not know that until they gave us the information at orientation. So I apologize. What I plan to do is go ahead and pre-record at some point over the weekend, pre-record Module 5, and then just have it available for you to watch at the regular time on Tuesday, as opposed to switching up on you again. I don't want to do that. So my plan is to pre-record it, as I said, pre-record it, and then give you the link to go ahead and watch it on Tuesday at the regular time at 6 o'clock. Okay, so that's the plan for Module 5. We're on Module 4 today, and we are talking about sales. I posted, I think you guys get an alert when I shoot new stuff into the online classroom. So yesterday I went ahead a little bit early and put in the action guide for Module 4. So you already know that we're talking about sales, serving versus selling, okay? Because as a speaker, there are going to be opportunities that you're going to have to be in front of an audience, and you are going to be okay with serving them from the stage with offering your products and services. You are going to have to be okay with offering your products and services from the stage. And that is what we're talking about today, working on changing the mindset. Changing the mindset of speakers, of you as a speaker, changing your, if you have thinking that says, I don't want to, make it seem like I'm some type of way. I don't want to, I don't want to make it seem like I'm selling them, and you'll see in my little PowerPoint portion. Oh, you will too, Sandra? Okay. So these latter portions, you may have to catch the replay too, which we only have, 3 more sessions, I think, 3 or 4. So you may have to catch the replay too. So Thursdays actually are working out for you, huh, Sandra? So back to serving versus selling. So I want you to right now, before we go into writing our signature talk, I want you to go ahead right now and become comfortable with sharing, with actually offering your products and services from the platform. Because as a speaker, that is what you are going to need to do if you expect to generate any kind of profit. People are not going to automatically come and say, hey, take my money. Take my money here, here, here. You have to let them know that you are open for business and that you have something to offer them. Okay, so let me go ahead and screen share. Did I start PowerPoint? No, I didn't. And this is short PowerPoint. I just I can't do it that way. Okay, screen share. Oh, I look tired too. Okay. So our focus is talking about sales, but talking about it in a way that does not come across as salesy. All right. So we normally think about these types of people. We normally think about people who are, like the used car salesman, the old sweaty used car salesman on the tote the note lot. Is what we normally think of when we think about sales. And most of the time, we are uncomfortable sharing our solution because we feel like we are doing people a disservice by asking them for money. I need you to step out my view. Thank you. By asking them for money. Here's what I need you to know right now, from the beginning, from the jump. And if you take this and you run with it, it will change how you perceive your offers. It will change how you're able to offer from the platform. It will give you the oomph and the boldness that you need to be able to do it successfully. Sales is service. Okay? You are the solution. And there are people out there in the world who are hurting, they are feeling some type of way, they are not making the money they should make, they are not experiencing the life that they could, they are not getting out of life what they should, and you are the gap. You have something that will, you have something that will fill the gap, that will fill the chasm between them and the life that they choose, that they know. Rephrase. You are the bridge. I'm trying to describe what I see in my head. You are the bridge that connects them, your ideal client, with the life that they know they deserve, the life they desire. You are the bridge. You are that go-between. And so imagine where they would remain if you never share with them your opportunity. Where they would remain if you never share with them your solution. You are serving them. You are presenting them with an opportunity to be a part of their own rescue. You are giving them the opportunity to see life in a different way. You are giving them the opportunity for success. And it just so happens that there's a price tag attached to it. There's an investment. But anything that is worth it has value. People pay for. Like, even if you have an authentic Michael Kors purse and a knockoff Michael Kors purse, people are still making an investment in both of them. Like, there's an investment. They don't get the knockoff Michael Kors for free. When homeboy pop open his trunk, he's not saying, oh, just take one. Hey, they're not real anyway. It's going to be okay. Hey, I'll catch you on the flip side. Buy me lunch sometime. No, he's saying, no, These might not be $500, but they 50. They're 50, and you're gonna pay that 50, right? So he is providing a solution, and so are you. All right. Sales is an opportunity to connect them. Imagine that you are on a stage and you rocked it out, man. You got your signature talk done during Converse Speakers Academy. You had the opportunity to practice it. You got on that stage and you rocked the house. And you presented those who were there with the opportunity for a transformation. And they walk up to you and they say, listen, I didn't hear you mention it in your speech, but I mean, how can I work with you? How can I get what you have? How can I get where you are? And you say, oh, it's all right, email me. What? No. And we're going to talk more about this in the business of speaking, because you got to have a product. Okay. But the point is that you need to, when you come off that platform, you need to be able to hand your ideal client something that will lead them to the transformation that you presented to them. You don't want to have them up here on this high, excited about what life can be like, and then you just turn your back and walk away. That's how I want you to think about this thing. Okay? You're not this sleazy car salesman. You are not the evil guy. You aren't the one that's giving them a whole bunch of hype and, just, oh, whatever. This is not you. This is not you. Okay? One of my coaches, Denise Hart, said something. She said, sales is service. It is a dual profit experience. Your ideal client is going to get profit by enlarging their lives. And you're going to profit by being able to help somebody, to help a whole lot of people, and to also be able to supply for your family and for your future and for your household. That's a win-win situation, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? It is an ongoing conversation. And that's why this academy is called Converse, because I want you to keep in mind that it's a conversation. It's a conversation. Don't think of it as trying to make people buy something, because everybody's not going to buy from you. That's just the reality of it. But imagine if you were talking to your BFF, your best girlfriend, across the table. Y'all having coffee or y'all having lunch or whatever, and you're talking across the table, and she says to you that she has this issue or problem, and you know what the solution is, but you just say, well, hopefully she'll get it some kind of way. No, in the process of that conversation, just in the natural course of the conversation, right? You're going to say to her, okay, here's what you ought to do. Here's what you need. And when you're giving your speeches, that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You are saying to them, here is the solution. Here is the solution. Okay? So, a lot of the time, we have a hard time selling because we think that we have to be pushy. We think that we have to force people into doing something. They have to buy right now, right? We have to be obnoxious, just kind of all over them. I just recently joined an opportunity. I'm all about multiple streams of income. That's just who I am. That's what I'm about. I believe that God opens up doors of opportunity for us to have more than one stream of income. And so when people approach me about stuff or I hear about things, I always, find out, God's thoughts on it. I pray about it. And when it's something that I believe that I should pursue, I always go through this thought process of, okay, now how do I have this conversation with people about this, right? And I just had the opportunity a couple of days ago, actually, to be a part of just such an opportunity. And I mean, it is incredibly lucrative. And I had that thought to myself about how do I have this conversation with people. And I had my first person to join my team today, and we were kind of like talking about some stuff. And as we were talking, I was saying, okay, all right, all right, all right. And I just simply asked her, so are you ready, to join my team? And she was like, yeah, just in the natural course of the conversation. I wasn't pushy, I wasn't obnoxious, and I definitely was not desperate, because one thing I know to be true is that I am a solution. Now, this is a different way to be a solution for people, but it's definitely a solution. And so I was, no, I'm not. And as a matter of fact, as she was signing up, there was one thing that she on the spot decided that she didn't want to do. I said, all right, no problem. So as she went through it, she was saying, well, I got these domains, and so I talked to her again. I said, well, we had talked about team building, but right here you said that you weren't interested, so I wasn't going to, try to force your hand. She was like, well, dang, you should have. I said, no, I'm not going to do that, because you'll come around and see it for yourself. So then she had to go back around and add that on. Okay, so literally, I really, I can't stress this enough. When you think about selling, it's not being pushy. You aren't pushing people into anything. When people come to hear you speak, that's exactly what they're doing. They're coming to hear, they have made the choice. They're opting into the audience. They're making the choice to hear what you have to say. They are on purpose making that choice. So you're not being pushy. They asked to be there. Your only job is to have the conversation with them that lets them know, here's what life is like for you right now. Here is what it could be like. I'm the solution that will connect with what you want your life to be like. You're not desperate. You're not desperate. And that's how I think we feel sometimes. It's desperate. Serving is just that. You are presenting to them a level of their next level of transformation. That's it. It's not selling, it's not pushy, it's not obnoxious, it's not desperate. It is presenting your ideal client, serving them. I want you to catch that visual. It's serving them their next level of transformation. That's what you're doing. There's a quote in your action guide. It says, sales is a dignified conversation between you and your customer. It allows your prospect to make an empowered choice. They have a choice. They can choose you. They cannot choose you. They can choose you. They cannot choose you. Now, we want, of course, for them to choose you, but we don't have to force their hand. Okay? So we got to think about sales in a different way. Okay? Because if you don't have sales, you don't have a business. If nobody's buying from you, if nobody's joining your programs, if nobody is exchanging money for your transformation, then you, number one, have, as they say, an expensive hobby, but you're not really in business. And as a CEO, you have to be fiscally responsible. And part of being fiscally responsible is to sell. You have to make money. I mean, that's it. You have to make money. So if you're not making money, are you really in business? You have to have sales in order to legitimately say I'm in business. A lot of it has to do with what people call our money story. Our mindset about selling revolves around our money story. Growing up, I grew up with my great aunt and my great uncle. My mom, she worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs, and she went to school at night. And so my brother and I and my mother, we basically lived with my great aunt and uncle until my mom, graduated college. She got her associate's degree and she started working, and then she was able to get us our own place. And my great aunt, very old school, right? So she's like, you're going to eat all your food off your plate. Like, that's just how it's going to be. I fix your plate. Whatever I put on that plate, you're going to eat all of it, or you're not getting up. Why? Everybody know why. Why? Because there are people in Africa starving. So you got to eat your food in Detroit, Ebony, because it's people over in Africa who are starving, right? And so growing up, that was what was kind of ingrained in us. One thing. My great aunt was also on food stamps. She wasn't on food stamps. She got food stamps. And this was like the old school book of stamps where you had to tear them out. Wasn't no EBT card. This was the old school, right? So if we wanted to go to the corner store, we had to get her to get her food stamp book, out the purse, and tear us off, one of them little brown dollars, and we go to the store. Other people got cash. We got the little brown dollars. We got cash sometimes. Other people got the little brown dollars. We had the little brown dollars. These are things that shaped my personal money story, right? Because I'm watching, I'm 6, 7, 8, I'm watching these things happen. I'm listening to my aunt talk about you got to eat all your food. And so as I get older, it has been maybe about maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. Well, back up. So most of you guys know another part of my story where we went through a time where it was rough. Like we like had that much money. We had about $200, maybe $70 a week for a family of 4 who had a house and 2 cars, because my business was failing. It had never had the financial wherewithal to pay me. And so, like, we would literally go from day to day eating. There was no menu planning. It was, what are we going to eat today? Tomorrow can take care of it, or will take care of itself. What are we going to eat today? And when we got on food stamps, then I would do the menu planning or whatever, and I would go buy stuff, right? And it would make me feel so much better when I could open the freezer or open the deep freezer and it's full of stuff, because I knew my kids would eat for that month, right? So about maybe 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, we had gone grocery shopping. Now we're on the other side of this now. I got a successful business, all that good stuff. We're good, getting better every day. But we go grocery shopping and come home, and like so I have like this thing. I need everybody quiet. Let me concentrate. I have this whole thing. I love going grocery shopping. It's okay. We come home. I'm putting this stuff away. I want everybody out the kitchen. Got the kitchen. I know where the stuff go. I'm putting it away. And my husband made an observation. He said, it really makes you feel good to have food in the house. And I said, yeah. Even though you know that we'll have it in the house. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, wait. And what I self-assessing, you're still having the same behaviors right now, the same feeling, the same euphoria, the same behavior as you did when you had that EBT card. Back up, as you did when you had that brown dollar. And so when we have leftovers, I'm trying to make people eat it. Because why? It's people in Africa starving. Not I'm an adult now. So I know that's an illogical point. You know what I'm saying? To have people clear their plate. But it's here. Because I grew up with that money. I grew up with a level of poverty. So how does that translate into sales? So in the beginning of my business, I was very apologetic about my prices. My very first coaching program, it was a group coaching program. It was 5 weeks long. It was great content. I put together this great workbook, you know what I'm saying? And I charged $20. $20 a head. That's it. I charged $20 a head. Why? Because I had this money story that said, okay, it's only worth this much. Why? Because I only come from this much. Now, did I literally tell myself that? No, I didn't tell myself that. But the fear that rose up in me to go anywhere above $20 spoke to that little girl who had that brown dollar going to the corner store. It spoke to that woman who at one point could not feed her family from day to day on her own. So here's where I come from. Here's my money story. This is where I come from. So I can't see anything above $20. Now, your girl passed that now. I'm over that now. But how did that happen? It happened because I said, no, there's something wrong. And the beginning of that process was that conversation with my husband. And he wasn't, he wasn't thinking anything about it. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But it was a breakthrough moment for me. It was the Spirit of God saying, look, here's where you are. Look at this. And in order for you to go to the next level of things, you have to get over this. Right? So what is your money story? It may be the complete opposite. It may be for you that you grew up. It may be for you that you grew up with excess. You got anything you wanted. And so now you think about, okay, now I'm ready to start offering my products and services. And you're like, oh, I know folks are going to buy. Y'all better buy. You become pushy and obnoxious. Right? So that's why now you're afraid because you're thinking in your head, I know I shouldn't feel this way. I know I shouldn't feel this way. But it's a part of your money story. Okay? What I need for you to know is, and these people say this all the time, there is enough out there for all of us. There's enough for all of us. There are something like, 8 billion people on the planet. And the problem is that we're only thinking about our block. Our 3-4 blocks in our city. But there is enough for everybody. Okay? So we don't have to feel like if I don't make this sale today, I'm done. I got to close up shop. I'm done. Okay? Selling is providing a valuable solution to match a perceived need. That is what selling is. That's what service is. That is what service is. Okay? Now, when we get there, when we understand that, that's half the battle. The other half is just figuring out what we're going to offer. Once you understand that you are providing the solution. I was talking to one of my mentorees, and she's prepping to come speak at Women Ignited. And we were like, going through some of the pieces of her brand that we still have to kind of shore up. And she was actually going to speak at an event that day. And so I was kind of coaching her through that or whatever. And so I was asking her what her offer was going to be, and she told me. And I said, okay. I said, why should, how did I phrase it? I said, why should, she was talking about style metamorphosis. And I said, how do people truly get a style metamorphosis? And she went to some content. I said, that's great. I said, but not that. Not that. I said, tell me how people get to a style metamorphosis. She gave me some more content, probably like her second point for the speech. No, you're not passing the test. I'm going to try one more time. How do people get a style metamorphosis? And she said something else. I said, no, forget it. I said, no, forget it. She said, well, tell me how. I said, by booking and buying your service, because you are the solution. And she was like, oh, Ebony, when am I going to get that through my head? I'm the solution. Listen, that is a third of the battle. When you recognize that whoever it is you are serving, you are their solution. Let that sit with you. You are their solution. Yes, there are other people out there, but there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. When I was putting together some various pieces of my brand, I pulled myself out of everything. And my pastor talked about this too, not too long ago. He was talking about the isolation. And I thought it was just, just me, I guess, being some type of way or whatever. But really now, in hindsight, I see it was necessary. But I pulled myself out of everything, out of groups on Facebook, I pulled myself out of everything. Because I knew God was giving me some new stuff like Converse Speakers Academy. And so here recently, I just kind of, started looking at various groups that I had been a part of and stuff. And I see that it's a bunch of folks have an academy. I was like, dang, where y'all come from? And they have speakers academies too. And I'm like, dang. And I thought, I hope they don't think I'm copying off them. That was my first thought. Then I kind of came back to myself. But my point in saying that is there's nothing new under the sun. You might decide to start a speakers academy. You may go out there, same as me, and you're just sharing and you're doing your thing. And because you're so anointed and because you are so powerful and because you are able to present the solution, you have people come to you and say, hey, show me how to speak like you. You go here to this city. Hey, how can I command the stage like you? You go over here to this city. Hey, teach me how to speak like you. Now, if you say, shoot, girl, join CSA, I'll be forever grateful. Definitely. But that may not be the case. You may start getting the sense that it's time for you to come up to the next level and start your own academy. I'm not going to be mad at you. Why? Because there are people who are for Converse Speakers Academy. And there'll be people who are for your academy. Okay? So, once we understand that we're serving a level, I want you to write this down. It's not selling. It is serving to your ideal client their next level of transformation. And without you, they may not get there. And that's how I want you to think about it. That's how I want you to think about it. And when you think about it, no, son, and when you think about it in that way, you don't have to worry about people investing in your solution. They will, because you'll connect with them heart to heart. Okay? So then, the only thing left to do is figure out what you're going to offer. That's it. It's figuring out what you're going to offer. Now, in your action guide, you have what we call a revenue wheel. And I have various examples of what you could serve. Okay, what you could serve to your audiences. Okay, we got coaching and training, classes, workshops, seminars. You can actually just serve your speaking, actually, keynotes, breakout sessions, because in that way you have the workbook, which allows them to have that next level of transformation. Not if you don't have a product right now and you don't have a clue what you're gonna do, don't worry about it, because in the business of speaking module, we're going to cover your product, and you're going to have a product before you book your first speaking engagement. I promise you that. That's one of my areas of expertise. You will have your product, okay? So don't worry about that. Just be thinking about what kind of product you might want to offer, okay? And then you're going to did I put the wheel in? Did I put the wheel? I don't think I put the wheel in this. No. Okay. It's not in this one. Okay, let me stop sharing for a second. And let's see if I have any questions. Can you make the PowerPoint bigger? It was the money story does matter, Teresa. You are absolutely right. The money story absolutely does matter. The PowerPoint was actually on full screen. I'm sorry. It was as big as I could actually make it. Let's look at, I want to zoom in. I have it open on this revenue wheel. So let me start sharing my screen again. Screen share. No, not screenshot. Screen share. Okay. All right. Now, okay, so if that was small, then Teresa probably will not be able to see this unless I zoom in. So, okay. Teresa, is that a good zoom? Let me go back and see. That is page 8. It is page 8. You're absolutely right. It is page 8 of the action guide. Why did that do that? Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay, I got you. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Page 8 of the action guide. All right. So this is what you are going to be creating. Okay. This is what we call a revenue wheel. And this is just an example of mine for my company, my business, the Purpose, Passion, and Profit Group. Okay. My target market is women primarily. But these men are just kind of like, okay, you need to open the door to the church because you have one. You know, they just kind of own me about working with them. So anyway, primarily it's women ages 35 to 48, earning about $35,000 plus a year, okay, from their job. Most of them are paralelepreneurs, and they are in a place of frustration because they want to do something big, they want to get to their next level, but they're having a hard time with the jumping off point. And so most of my products and services are jumping off points. Okay, that's what my audience needs. Now, here, and that's going to be a little bit too big. Okay, so here are the various pieces, and I kind of walk you through how to put this together. Okay, in the action guide. So now that we understand that we are the solution, we got to break ourselves up into different parts and understand what, where, and what solution. Okay? Do not feel as if you have to completely fill your revenue wheel in one sitting. Chances are, especially if you are just starting out, chances are you will not have something for every part of the revenue wheel. You won't, and that's okay. That is just okay. All right? As you build, as you grow, you'll begin to add various things. When I first started out, I didn't have a book. I just did have a pen and some paper. I didn't have a book. What worked to my advantage was I was very tech savvy. I could put together a presentation like that. I could put together a workbook like that, make it look cute. I could put together a flyer like that, make it look cute. That's what made me look as if I was on point a little bit, because I'm tech savvy. That's the only reason. I didn't have a book. I wasn't a bestseller or anything. I was just Ebony. The L wasn't even sexy when I first started. I didn't even realize it was sexy when I first started. Okay? So don't feel like you have to have all this filled in. All right? But what you will definitely have as number one little piece of this pie is speaking and training. Because whatever you speak about, you can train people on. And whatever you train people on, you can speak about. Okay? So the great part about Converse Speakers Academy is that not only do you walk away with your signature talk, but you're going to also walk away with at least one product. Okay? With at least one product. And it's going to be revolving around speaking and training. Okay? But you see here, just in mind, I have book sales. So I have 2 books that I am an author over in. Of course, speaking and training. Then there's one-on-one mentorship, which is my money and impact mentoring. Then I have group coaching, which is Successful Ebony, which I'm in the process of rebranding already. Then events, like I'm going so fast, like Women Ignited and my Success Tour, which I'll be in Panama City, Florida, yay, this weekend. And then membership sites. Okay, so there are different pieces of the wheel, but with all of them, I'm serving a solution. Okay, I'm not trying to sell people on something. I'm serving them a solution. That's your job as a speaker, to serve people their next level, not just people, to serve your ideal client their next level of transformation. So if you can catch that, you're good. Okay? So I have a section in here to brainstorm what that will look like for you. Okay? What that will look like for you. And then after that, every other, like your sales process, your engagement, all that, that's easy. Because now you're at a place where you understand that you're having a conversation. And you want to be able, so back in module 2, you started, maybe even the first module, you started writing that conversation. Now that you've learned more about your ideal client, now that you've learned more about your platform and what you can extend that conversation now. You can extend it now. So when we talk about your sales funnel structure, that's when you expound on that conversation, and you go more in depth. Let's look down on page. It's toward the very end. On page 11. All the way down. Try to get the bit on the screen. Okay, so I gave you an example of a sales funnel. All right. So we already worked the IFO out with Manisha Hart calls your irresistible free offer. Let me hold on. Let me check to make sure I don't have any questions. Okay. All right. So you have your IFO, your irresistible free offer. And it is the widest part of the funnel because it's how people initially meet you by getting something for free. There are going to be people who they only want that one. So think about your funnel as being the entirety of the level of transformation that you're serving. Think about your sales funnel as the entirety of that solution. All right. People are going to want various pieces of that solution. Some people are only going to want the free part of it, that first initial taste of the solution. Some people can take that and run with it and get free and get what they need and get get close to the next level of transformation just from the IFO, especially if it's really juicy and they are action takers. Okay. All right. But then there are going to be some people who need a little bit more. That's that next tier. Okay. That's where it's time for them to start having some skin in the game. And they need to make an investment in this next level of transformation. Now, it's a low touch investment because, this is where you have your opportunities that are like when you repurpose a training that you did. So, for example, if you spoke somewhere and it was just awesome, juicy, people got so much value from it, you said, okay, I'm going to take this and repurpose it because you should. I'm going to, remember content stacking, I'm going to take this and repurpose it and make it a DVD home study program, $97. You take some of the content that you have, put together a workbook right quick with it, put them together, $97. Now they have the next level of that transformation. Okay? Not a whole extra lot of commitment, but it does serve them another level, right? So again, this is where your repurposed stuff can go perfectly. No. This is where your repurposed stuff works perfectly. Okay? Then you go to your next level of transformation. Okay? So I'm sorry, I'll back up a little bit. I use this as an example of one of my tiers. Okay? It's not one that I do anymore because I've gotten even that much more clear. So this is not necessarily one that I use anymore, but it's one that makes sense for the conversation. Okay. So I got Ignite Your Revenue. That's an audio training. That it's a training that I've designed and constructed for an event. Then I turned it into a free offer that I did on purpose for free in order to pull people into my product creation intensive. Okay. Then I said, after I got all this great feedback and people were like, this is amazing what you did. Like, this training was awesome. I will let me do something with it then. So packaged it, got the webinar, got it cut, took where I made my offer out of it, that kind of thing. And then still have a version. Well, back up. I have a version where the offer is still there because now the product creation intensive is evergreen. So, and just kind of take this and put it to the side in your brain. So now both the audio training and product creation intensive are automated. So I don't there running it. I got the product creation intensive loaded into my online academy, Money and Impact Academy. Got it loaded up in there. And so I can just go in and see where people are. I get emails about where people are, when they're accessing modules and that kind of thing. So I can check in via email whenever I need to, and vice versa. They can ask questions by checking in whenever they need to, right? So we got the automated audio training. Then we got that goes into product creation intensive. Those people need another level of transformation. They need another piece of your solution, a bigger piece of your solution. Do you see how this is all working together? Okay, they need a bigger piece of your solution. So now we got mid-touch at $397. Okay, they get a little bit more view, a little bit more access to the solution. Then that very narrow, because not everybody is going to go for your high touch. Not primarily because not everybody needs it. Not everybody needs it. And then the flip is also true. There are going to be some people who opt to go with the low touch, and based on their behavior or lack thereof, you're like, nah, you need me to be right there on your back, like what you do. Right? So what we got to understand is that people are going to come in, most everybody is going to come in on the wide. But the more that you speak and you share your solution, you're going to have people who need another level of it. And then high touch, right there, the high point, the top tier, the top echelon of what you offer is 101, 997. This is just, and I don't think these are the actual investments. I think I just threw something on here in terms of the, I think the think tank was something like 1,500. But the process is what I want you to see. So when you are delivering your talk and you have people come and they say, hey, here's where I am, what do you have for me? You can think through the various tiers and what you believe they need. That's service. If you were just kind of randomly selling something, you would give them anything and just say, all right, go on, do your thing. But that's not you. And that's the difference, one of the major differences between selling and actually serving people. You're just going to put them anywhere. And if they don't fit in any of those, you're going to let them know and then refer them to someone else who can meet their needs. That's just what we do. Because the goal is what? All speeches transform audience reality. That's the goal. That is the goal. And so if we have an opportunity to do that, or if the person who's been listening to us wants an opportunity to do that and we can't provide it, then it's incumbent upon us to usher them into the presence of somebody else who can. That's service. People who don't care and just want to make $1 will say, no, it's going to be good for you. It's going to be good for you. It'll be okay. Knowing full doggone well it will not work for that person. That's when you get the sweaty car salesman persona coming out then. That's when that happens. Okay? So please understand that you are the solution. You are where it's at. You are who they need. What you have is what they need. And that's okay. My voice is set. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, great question, Teresa. Great question. So like I said, those aren't the actual investments for those things, but I did kind of tear them out, kind of the way I probably would if I'm trying to think, the way I probably would if I were still working that funnel the same there a reason? Well, first of all, those are investments that my target market can bear. They can bear those investments for those products, those like particular products. I would not offer the Ignite Your Revenue um, uh, webinar audio training for $9.97. That just wouldn't even make good sense. And if I did that, I probably would not sell any one of them at all. At all. Okay. But in having done this for a while and having studied my market, talk to people in my target audience, talk to my ideal client, I recognize that these are prices that my market can bear. Okay. At the same time, if I'm working one-on-one with somebody to get, for example, to get their product together, I'm not going to charge $97 because that's my time, my expertise, my materials I'm putting together for them, and we're going to be working several months together. So I'm not going to just charge $97. You know, so you got to think about what I tell my mentorees is you need to think about how much profit you want to make, take away the expenses that you know you'll have, and divide that by how many clients you're going to want in this particular opportunity, how many people you want to help with this particular solution, and that's your base price. So profit minus expense divided by client count gives you your base price. Okay? Please don't undercut yourself. There again, what's your money story? Why? So my question back to you, Teresa, is why not 97, 397, and 997? Why not? Why not? Right? So I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you ask for any particular reason other than just to know, you know. But I think we need to examine that within ourselves. Anytime, you know, we put together this great solution, package it in an awesome way, deliver it in a fantastic way. Okay. Hold that thought, Teresa. Hold on. Package it in a certain way. It's okay to ask people for the investment that corresponds with the time, talent, and energy that you put into an expertise that you put into it. Simple as that. Now, Teresa said, I see 97 a lot. Just wondering if there's a why. There is a why, Teresa. You'll see 97, and you'll see not a 7 and 9. 5 used to be out there really, really in there really good, but not so much. You'll see 5s and you'll see 9s and you'll see 7s. Okay? Here's why. Psychologically, it is a trigger. Think about Walmart. When they roll back prices, what do they have? $4.97, $5.99. Okay? Because psychologically, people feel like that's a deal. Right? Think about if I said Converse Speakers Academy is $9.97 as opposed to it's $1,000. Now, there's really not much difference between the two. There's really not. But there's something about saying $1,000 that kind of is a bit, I don't know, I guess jarring, I don't know, as opposed to saying $9.97. Like that just kind of comes across a little bit more genteel than just a flat out G, like it's $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So that is the psychology behind it, thinking about how people think when they're shopping. Because people are in essence shopping around for their next coach, for their next speaker, for their next trainer, for their next seminar leader. People are shopping around for the next person in which to invest their hard-earned money. And so you have to, yeah, that's it. It softens the blow, and it's more palpable. That word, palpable. It's more palpable that way. That's the reason for the 7 and 9, really. For books, it's 5s are big. 5s and 0s for books are big. Just, I don't know why, but $20 for a book as opposed to 22 or 23 just seems better to people. It just really, just think about it. Just think about it. That's just, I guess, human nature. Sociologists have studied us and they have said, okay, here's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So even with a book, I think about a $10 book versus a $15 or an $18 book. It's something about having that 10 and that, just, yeah. That was a great question, Teresa. Any other questions? Let me scroll down to be sure. Yeah, hung in there. Yes, I love it. Great content. I'm excited. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really just wanted you guys to completely understand that this is your business and you have to treat it like one, and you have to make sure that you are unapologetic about it, that you are not apologizing for your expertise. You are brilliant, and people need to invest in your level of brilliance. They just really do. They really do. And that's okay. It's okay. All right. So I don't see any questions popping up. If you think of one, as always, put a hash down here. Put a hashtag question. No, on top of the printer. Put a hashtag question in the group. Okay. We are full speed ahead. Yes, Teresa. We are full speed ahead. No stopping anymore. I said, okay, halfway point, we can stop. But now this train is pulling out the station and we are good. Yeah, we're good. So we are now moving into speech writing, product development, and getting books. That's it. Yeah. Now, Ebony, why do we have to do all this work just to learn how to be a speaker? Well, think about it. You got to figure out who you had to talk to, who you going to talk to, what you going to say to them, why you going to say it to them. Then you got to get out there and let people know that you're saying something. Absolutely. Folks have to know that you have something to say and that you're saying it. Because up until this point, they may not have known that. They may have only seen you as one thing, but now you're showing up as an all-star speaker. Oh, and I'm working on a certification piece too for you guys to be certified speakers. The beta version was not supposed to. I didn't originally plan for us to have a certification piece, but now I'm thinking through that because some of y'all are really working hard. I mean, you are really pushing through this thing, and I mean, doing the work of it. And so I just feel like you deserve that opportunity. I really do. Which is going to take me a little bit extra maneuvering and adding to the content. But I do it for you. I do it for you. So I'll give you more information about that as I get it figured out and put the certification test together, and there will be a test and you will have to pass it absolutely with 80% mastery, absolutely. So keep digging in these modules, man. Keep doing the work. Keep getting out there. Keep being seen. Yeah, I'm proud of you. Rocking it out. Good stuff. So if you have a question, yes, Sandra. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, Teresa. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So see, now I gotta do it for you. See? Y'all, I can't stand y'all. Dang. Now got to do it for real, for real. No, okay, cool. Okay, so I will make it my goal to have it out there for you. Definitely before Women Ignited, because to be able to hand you your certification document in front of everybody, OMG, right? Oh my gosh, yes, y'all. I can't think myself. Okay, anyway, so yes, Sergeant, come on in the house, then, boo, come on in here. Yes, okay. So I will actually complete my thinking process in that whole thing. If you notice, I don't know if you guys can see, because I don't think I added content to it. I didn't add content so you guys may not be able to see it. But just in case, you may have noticed a few weeks ago, I added a certification section in the online classroom, because I was thinking, I want to do this. I wasn't supposed to do this. It wasn't a part of this one. I put it to let it sit and see how I felt. Then as I saw you guys doing it and working it, and I'm giving out gold stars, and y'all, even for a lot of people, I won't say a lot, even for maybe 3 or 4 of you guys, when I got the feedback on where you were, you wouldn't like whole modules away. There were a few folks who were whole modules away, like full modules. But there were like 3. I won't call you out, but there were like, I know at least 3 of you guys who are like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 things away from being completely caught up. That's because this CSA is not easy. I readily admit that. It's not. It's not easy work that you have to do. And like Teresa said, it's like being in college for real. And so I think thinking about all that, and like that was just like the kicker for me to know that there were so many of this college, right, Teresa? That there were so many of you who were really working hard, and you were like really committed to the process, and I felt like it would only be fair. So I gotta, go through and do what I gotta do in order to be able to put this together and make it available for you. So because y'all two got just super excited, I'm gonna do it for y'all. If nobody else, I'm gonna do it for y'all. Okay, so we'll do a graduation, and then for those who take it up a notch and become certified all-star speakers. Isn't that sexy? Become certified all-star speakers. Then I will have something. I might even do a cake like this. Okay, let me just. Okay, stop. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I gotta get y'all some stuff printed, all that kind of stuff too. Assuming that you'll pass with 80% mastery. Absolutely. So, yay! So that's the end of my Duel 4. If you have any questions, please let me know in the group #question. And I will see you on the flip side. Until next time, live like it matters, because guess what? You do. Yes, Teresa. Certified all-star speaker. Yes, ma'am. There are all-star speakers, and there are certified all-star speakers. And just that one, it's just like being a best-selling, it's like being an author, a best-selling author, and a #1 best-selling author. You can kind of lump best-selling. Okay, you can kind of lump best-selling and #1 best-selling together, but that's what makes the Father said certified is my nail. I love Mr. Sandra, man. All right, well, anyway. Yes. So that's the difference between saying I'm a published author or an author and a best-selling author. It's just something about that one little piece at the beginning of the title that just kind of, you're like, what? Who? So, if, just put it out there, you go for the opportunity to speak somewhere, and you got some speakers over here, speakers. Then you have Teresa McCurry, Sandra Hill Ward, certified speaker. Who do you think they're going to pick? That guess. Bonafide take this sign off. Girl, you better come on in. Put it up on the wall, baby. Yes. Who do you think they're going to pick? Between speaker and then Teresa McCurry, Sandra Hill Ward, certified speaker. That's the difference. But see, there again, I know everybody won't go for certification. I do understand that. It's not that big of a deal for some people. But for others who want to be out there and want to make this a sure enough piece of their career, having that certified is important. Having that certified in front of your public speaker is very important. It's very important. So now I'm gonna end. I got excited. I'm doing it all night. Okay, anyway. So I got to drive to Florida. I can't be up messing with y'all somebody certified all night. I got to drive to Florida tomorrow. Y'all, when I say I love what I do, man, oh my God, it was not at first, but now, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Teresa. Everything, everybody. You're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, I'm glad about that, Sandra. I'm glad. That made me happy that you want to actually make speaking a part of your suite of what you offer. I like that. And Teresa already out there turning flips and having people get free. I love it. Okay. I'm not going to be up with y'all all night. But if you got questions about certification, put them also in the group. Okay? And I'm going to, for those who missed tonight, I'm going to kind of put that blurb out there about certification and see who may be interested in doing that next level and being a certified all-star speaker. So, all right, you guys, thank you for the safe travel wish, Teresa. You guys be thinking about me this weekend as I'm sharing in Florida, getting some folks on point. And again, until next time, it doesn't matter.